In this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step tutorial on how you can use Lyra to trade options, including on Ethereum Layer 2s. And the reason why you might want to do this, aside from actually trading, is that they currently have a launch program on where you can earn rewards in the Lyra token that are actually very solid. So I wouldn't quite call this a full airdrop, maybe a pseudo airdrop, but by trading perps and options on their platform, if you're already a trader, you can earn additional rewards in the Lyra token for doing so. And the way that their rewards program works is that for every $1 that you spend in fees by making trades on the platform, you earn 32.26 Lyra tokens. Now this amount here is actually variable, and the earlier that you get in trading on the platform, the more that you earn, and it tapers off. Because the program has been live since February 7th, and it's running until May 1st. And the current epoch for week 5 ends in 5 days, and after that, the amount of the rewards that you get for every $1 you spend in trading fees goes gradually down, but it's actually really worth it. So for example, $1 in fees earns you 32.26 Lyra tokens. Now currently the price for one Lyra token is trading at around 13.5 cents, 13.49 cents, and 32.26 times 0.14 equals $4.50. You earn way more in the Lyra token rewards than you actually spend when you make trades on the platform. And so if you're already an options or a perps trader, then this is a pretty solid way that you can rack up some Lyra token rewards for trading on the platform. And if you're not a trader at all, but you're interested in taking advantage of this opportunity, then I'm gonna walk you through step by step how the platform actually works and how you can make a couple of basic trades. And I do need to disclose that this video is sponsored by Lyra Finance because they want to promote their launch program. Anyways, once you do connect your wallet and you get to the portfolio tab, in order to actually make trades and start earning those Lyra rewards, you're going to need to make a deposit to the platform. So you can see down here, there's a green button. Click that and it's going to pop up showing you the options. So currently it is live on Ethereum mainnet and a couple of L2s, Arbitrum and Optimism. Now Optimism is going to be the cheapest one, so that is where I will make my deposit. But you'll notice that on Arbitrum and Ethereum, if you deposit minimum amounts, then they will pay the network fees for you. So if you deposit over $1,000, then Lyra will pay the network fee for ETH mainnet. And for Arbitrum, if you deposit $100, then they will pay that fee for you as well. But Optimism, since the fees are so low, they're not covering them and you don't really need to worry that much. So I'm going to deposit some ETH since I have it on the platform. So let's go ahead and deposit 0.02 ETH. It's going to cost me a couple of cents. And since this is the first time I've actually traded on the platform with this wallet, I need to first create an account. So I'm going to sign that. And then the second transaction is going to be the deposit of that 0.02 ETH. And I'll even select the low gas fee option to try and save a bit of money. So it's going to be about $75 that I'm working with on the platform here. So my deposit is now pending, and while I wait for that to go through, let's actually get into how you can actually trade on this platform and then earn your share of these rewards. And by the way, I should clarify that these rewards accumulate over time. You can track them here in the rewards tab. And then on May 1st, when their launch program finishes, that is when the rewards will actually be distributed. There will be no lockup at that point. Anyways, so the two main ways that you can trade on the platform are with perps and then also with options. Now, perps are actually options, but they're perpetual options, so you can basically take out a long or a short, and it just continues forever. However, these basic options do have a specific date that they will be exercised on. So currently, if I go to the options tab for ETH and Bitcoin, you can trade options for this week, March 8th, March 9th, and then a couple of weeks in advance, and then finally, basically a month and a half in advance as well. And if you want to trade long-term options or perps, then you can go over here to the perps tab, and then you can just open up a perpetuals trade on either ETH or Bitcoin. So currently, these are the two assets open for trading on the platform. So just as an example here, let's say I wanted to open up a perpetual long trade on Bitcoin. I would select the Bitcoin asset here, and then over on the right-hand side, this is where I decide if I'm going long, buy, or short, sell. And you can do limit order or market order. I'm just gonna hit a market order. Next up, I need to select the amount that I wanna put in for this trade. And for leverage, which you can use up to 10x leverage on the platform, you can use these buttons, or you can click here to use a slider, which I found a little bit more intuitive. So if I slide this all the way to the right, it's going to use all of my buying power, but I don't want to put all of it in on one trade. So let's say I just open up a 1.75x leverage long trade on Bitcoin. This is going to decrease my buying power because it's using some of the collateral that I deposited onto the platform. And it won't let you actually go use the full amount of your collateral. Your buying power will be less than that because it wants you to retain basically a healthy loan value on the platform. You don't want to get liquidated, and if you use too much leverage, of course that is a risk. So when I go to make this trade, I can see here that the amount of margin it's going to require for me to put on this trade is $14.18. The price that I'm opening up the trade at is $67,865 currently, and the liquidation price for this trade would be just below $40,000. So the price of Bitcoin would have to go down quite a lot in order for this trade to be liquidated, and then that is the fee for opening up the trade. And so the Lyra rewards are also estimated down here. This is how much I would earn from this trade. And you'll notice that the estimated cost to open up this trade is $2.31 because there's the fee to actually open the position, but then there's also a funding fee for taking on this leverage, which is included here in this estimate. So basically, if I hold this position open for 1 week, I will earn 18.8 Lyra tokens. And just so that you know, this right here is the order book, and you can actually see the actual trades that are being placed on the platform here as well. So let's go ahead and open up this position just so that you can see how it works. And since I've actually deposited the assets onto the platform, I don't need to sign each transaction in my wallet. You can see that that order was filled. And now down here under positions, I can see my leverage long position, how much Bitcoin I'm trading, and then the realized or unrealized profit and loss, as well as the margin. And so if I want to increase the size of this position, I can click add, or if I want to close the position, I can decrease it. So that is how you use the perps feature to trade on Bitcoin or ETH. You can keep track of your open orders if you set a limit order, and you can keep track of your collateral here as well. And then if I go back up here to the portfolio tab, it will also show the full value of my portfolio, including my collateral and the open positions that I have. So currently I'm in an unrealized loss of 60 cents on that trade. So that's perps. That's the simplest way to trade on the platform. And then they also have options, which is a little bit more complicated. Anyways, like I said, I'm not gonna walk through a full tutorial on this. I'm assuming that if you want to trade on the Lyra platform, perps is the easiest way to do it. And if you want to trade on options, you should be at least an intermediate to advanced level trader, and you should have an idea of what you're doing. But if you do want to farm the Lyra Finance rewards while they're still pretty juicy, then this is a good way to do it if you know what you're doing. Now, I will put on one option trade just to show you an example of how it works. Now, since I've deposited ETH to the platform as my collateral, one thing that I could do here is to sell out of the money call options on the ETH that I just deposited and earn a yield on that, as well as farm these Lyra Finance token rewards. Because I have the ETH, it's been deposited onto the platform, and if I sell a call option, I'm earning income from selling that option, and it's a covered call because I do have the assets to actually cover it if I'm put to the option. So let's say I want to open up a trade for the March 15th exercise date. The closer to the actual current market price of ETH that I sell my covered call option at, the more chance there is of it actually being exercised, but also the more money that I earn from selling that option. But if I go a little bit further out of the money, then there's less risk of the option being exercised, however, less income to me for selling it. So let's say I'm going to sell a call option, and by the way, when you want to sell an option, you're going to be looking at the bid price. If you want to buy an option, you're going to be looking at the ask price. So if I want to sell a call option for ETH at $4,050, let's say, I would click here, bid price. And since I don't have a huge amount of collateral on the platform, I won't be able to actually sell a large amount in the contracts. But you can see how much margin is required for your trade, how much you receive in terms of the actual income from selling the option, what the fees are gonna be, and then you also get an estimate of the Lyra rewards as well. And then in limit price, if I want my order to be filled immediately, I would put the actual current ask price, which is right now $121.03. Okay, the minimum order size on the platform is actually 0.1. And I actually don't have enough margin in order to make that trade because I opened up this Bitcoin long perp. So I guess I could go over here and close that perp trade so that I can do this other trade. So let's go ahead, hit close here, select market, max, and then go down here and close out the position. So I'm taking a hit on the unrealized profit and loss, and also the fees for that as well. but that's okay. That was filled. Now, if I go over to collateral, I have $57.93 worth of margin. So let's see if I can actually put on this trade that I was trying to put on. So we'll go back over here to the covered call option, selling the call option on ETH at 4,050 for March 15th. Size 0.1, and then for the limit price, I'll put 117 in. So I will be able to open up this position. I have just enough margin to do this trade. Now I'm going to be receiving $11.70 from selling this option. The fees are 12 cents, and then the rewards in Lyra tokens are 370. So let's click here, open up the position. Okay, so the position has been opened up. It's a limit offer, so I have to wait to see if someone's actually going to fill it. If I wanted to, I could cancel it here, and then when it actually does get filled, I'll be able to go over and track it here in my positions tab. So if we go back over to portfolio, you can see I've lost a couple of dollars from that Bitcoin perp trade that I did, which I had to close prematurely because I needed all the collateral for this other order right here. Anyways, that is how you use this platform. I hope you found this little tutorial helpful. I show you how you can trade perps on ETH and Bitcoin and how you can use options with one basic strategy, which is the covered call trading strategy. Of course, there's a lot more to options trading, and if you really want to get into that, I would recommend doing a couple of courses or doing some research on the best ways to trade. And then obviously one of the main reasons that we're doing this is to farm these Lyra token rewards. So just from a couple of trades that I made here, it's already estimating that I'll get 76.4 Lyra tokens. And then the earlier that you start trading on the platform, the more that you get. And then as we get closer and closer to May 1st, the amount of the rewards will taper off. And as I understand it, this is really the only time that Lyra is going to be having a program like this. So not quite an airdrop, a pseudo airdrop, but you do get a decent amount from this. And then if you're curious about the actual tokenomics of the Lyra token, there's a great thread here that you can look at from one of the Lyra people that gets into the governance, the burn of the Lyra token, and the fact that you could actually participate in the revenue from the platform trading fees with the Lyra token as well. So that's it for today's video. Again, thank you to Lyra Finance for sponsoring. And if you are already trading perps on ETH or Bitcoin or options as well, this is a great way that you can do so and actually get paid for trading instead of pay someone else to trade. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day.